It's reasonably cool out this morning, so I've decided I needed to pull a few weeds out. Oh man, get off me. Out of the garden. I got some garden tips for you too. Stick around. Here at My Goat Shed Life, I live in what used to be an abandoned old goat shed. And people stop by just to find out what in the world is that old woman up to now. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell, ding-a-ling, so you'll get notifications of my future antics. We have a lot of fun here at the Goat Shed. Got a pretty good garden haul today. Beautiful bell peppers. These are called gypsy peppers. They're sweet. Apparently we're growing these little bitty pink tomatoes. They're actually quite tasty. I'm going to give you 5 tips that I have learned over the course of this year. I hope they help you. It's just been so hot and dry here, which is one of the problems that we have as gardeners. In Texas, there's some squash, and I've got 2 of the King Star Lemon Starburst pepper plants. There's some teeny weeny peppers right there. I got those from Eric Hale. If you don't know their channel, you should check them out. They're in Indiana, I think, and they grow a lot of cool stuff. And their kids are always helping. It's great. Great family. And these were just called cowpeas. They're pretty and purple. I think some of them are ready. I need to harvest some of these guys. I left a bowl out here the other day. I don't understand why they didn't just jump in it. Finally managed to talk the peas into getting into something, although it took some work on our part. Now the rest of the work begins, getting them shelled up. There's that seed catalog that gets us in so much trouble. Tip number 1, it's a good idea to have a plan. Think about what you're going to be using your harvest for. There's eating, canning, freezing, and drying. And all of those are possibilities, but they also take a lot of work. I've already harvested the corn here. I left the stalks up because that killer squash, I need to pull him off of the peas over there. Tip number 2, it's a good idea to do some research on what a plant's growing habits are. As you've seen with the red curry squash, it has gone nuts and gone everywhere. Even though I gave it a trellis, we have Google. I could have easily gone in and done my research, and I just failed to do that. Down here, I've got lavender, and this squash keeps trying to eat the lavender. It goes all the way back there. I need to cut some of this guy back. Tip number 3. It's a really good idea to adhere to the plant spacing on the package. They put that on there for a reason. And again, I'm always really bad with that. And as a result, my things got crowded up together, like the squash and the lavender. Some lettuce that I let go to seed. I probably need to harvest some of those. That was that drunken woman frizzy lettuce. Over here where the onions were, we've replaced that and planted some okra. Beautiful calendula. I haven't done anything with my calendula flowers. Really should have dried some of them. I did collect some seed, however. Tip number 4. It's okay if you plant something and you end up not really doing anything with it. Like with the calendula. It's okay to put things in that end up just being eye candy. I haven't really stayed on top of picking these like I should. I don't think they're supposed to get yellow. They're supposed to be small and white. I think this guy right here is more at what they're supposed to look like. Cute little cucumbers. Eggplant I've got planted here in the middle. And these pepper plants, those purple peppers are coming along. I think these are gypsy. Some jalapenos. My killer squash plant, which just never ceases to amaze me. Strawberries have grown great guns. Aren't those pretty? I have to look up and see what they are. They may be forget-me-nots. And here's the deal. What's the deal? Here's the deal. These are black Japanese tomatoes. And there's a little nasturtium, an orange one. The peanuts, gosh, have lots of weeds in them. And grass. really more grass and volunteer tomato plants of all things. This is a melon. This is Tommy apple. And this is an amaranth that is edible. Some lovely basil. This is catnip. I'm surprised the cat hasn't been out here going crazy. There's a zinnia. One single solitary zinnia. Some more bachelor buttons. It looks like maybe it's got powdery mildew. Need to pull the squash and get rid of the dead leaves. This corn is supposed to be Fisher's earliest, and I just don't think there was enough nitrogen in the soil. It makes for a really pretty display. How many of these things can I eat or give away? They're everywhere. Red curry squash invasion. You give them to people. Number 5. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Actually, that's a double tip. It's sort of literal as well as figurative, because you don't really want to plant more than you're going to be able to use or eat. I always feel so horrible when you have to throw away food. This time of year, everybody's got tomatoes, so you really can't even give them away. Also, don't plant more than you're going to be able to care for, because if you do and then it gets all weedy and it gets awful and it's hot outside and you get a bad attitude like I've been having, this time of year I start really not liking vegetables all that much or questioning my judgment. Isn't this beautiful? It's an eggplant. I have to tell you, I can't remember the last time I went to the store and said, gee, I think I'll buy me an eggplant. I mean, you know, seriously, could I get some bacon seeds? And then you feel guilty because you haven't taken good care of what you started. So don't bite off more than you can eat or more than you can take care of. I didn't like vegetables that good anyway. Could somebody tell me where we could get bacon seed and chocolate seed so I can grow something I like? Yeah, thanks.